Hey guys, this is Ophion.E and I wanted to showcase my Arcanite Turbo deck profile. Now, those of you that do not know what Arcanite is this card right here, Arcanite. Its effect states that when this card is synchro summoned, you place 2 spell counters on it. It gains a dozen attack for each spell counter on it. You can remove 1 spell counter from a card that I control to destroy 1 card your opponent controls. Now that card is really good in general because it can get over a lot of stuff and it becomes a 24 beater whenever it is synchro summoned. However, things like Valor, Fiendish, Skill Drain, and Breakthrough Skill will kill its effect. But this deck is really good and it doesn't even need this effect to go off because it uses cards like Miracle Synchro Fusion and big monsters, beaters such as BLS and Chaos Sorcerer to get over bigger stuff. Now, I tried this deck out in my locals and I went 2 on 2 with no side deck, so it did fairly well. It just didn't go top 8, which is very unfortunate, but it was still a fun deck to use over there. I got a lot of what is this deck in there, and nobody knew really what I was running, so it's kind of hard for them to go over what it is, because it is a rogue deck, and I love rogue decks like these that are creative. Teledad was an example of one, and yeah, want to show my deck profile to all of y'all. Hopefully you guys will like it. It's very creative, and let's get on with it. First off, we play 2 Breaker the Magical Warrior. In order to make Arcanite Magician, we are gonna need a spellcaster type monster to make him. He's level 7, so he's fairly easy to make, using cards such as E-Telly and Psychic Commander to make it. Now, Breaker the Magical Warrior based out a lot of stuff such as Bottomless, Warning, Compulse, and Torrential. Why? Because many people don't want to just deal with a monster that can easily destroy their 1 set spell or trap in there. So obviously, Breaker the Magical Warrior can beat it out. That card is really good for that fact, and at level 4, it becomes a 1900 beater, and if your opponent has nothing on the field, you could basically attack them for 1900, which is really good in my opinion. We run also 3 Gravekeeper Spy. Gravekeeper Spy is only there essentially to make the Arcanite Magician much faster, using cards like Gen X Ally Birdman in order to return one of the spies to special summon it. Unfortunately, Birdman is at 1 right now, so really, trying to make multiple Arcanite Magician with just the spy and the Birdman is going to be pretty hard. But literally, I keep seeing inconsistency issues with the spy now, because I keep drawing into them. And I think I'm going to just like take out one of the spies, because in order to perform the combo with the Birdman, which I really want to keep this deck, is I'm just gonna have 2 and hopefully not draw into like 2 of them, because it will happen, guys. It will happen. Then we play triple Lila, the Lightsworn Sorceress. This basically is because the same reason for Breaker: destroy spells and traps for an equal cost, and it's a pretty big beater in general. Also level 4 and a spellcaster to make your Supreme Arcanite Magician much quicker. Triple effect Valor. Again, spellcaster, and this is self-explanatory. I also use this because with Chaos Sorcerer, I can make another Arcanite Magician. You see I'm referring Arcanite Magician plenty of times. That's because this is what the deck makes every turn. Arcanite, 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 whenever you can. Alright, going off. That's for the spellcasters. That's about 11, if I'm certain. So yeah. Kinda hard with the camera. Alright, there we go. Then for Psychic Engine, we play 1 Crabons and 3 Psychic Commanders. These cards are good in general. Crabon being able to negate the attack, and Psychic Commander being able to lower the attack of a monster that it battles. So it could crash with anything that's 1900 and lower. 1900 and over. Or it could get over stuff that are literally just 1500 and under. So Psychic Commander and Crabons are good in that option when I need to make a big push. Plus, they're tuners, and it makes me being able to synchro summon really quick. To protect us from battle, we play the 1 Gores and the 2 Trags. Trags because it becomes a big beater, because sometimes you will have crappy hands, so a Trag will be a big monster when needed. And Gores because it could basically you get a big monster whenever you need one. And then for a 1-ofs, we play 1 of the Birdman, 1 of the Cyber Dragon, 1 of the Chaos Sorcerer, and 1 Big Poppy. Black Luster Soldier. Self-explanatory cards there. Now that's it for the monsters. I run about 23 to 25 monsters. Onto the spells. 1 Mind Control, 1 1 for 1, Allure, and Dark Hole. These cards are all good in general. Mind Control being able to take their monsters, Dark Hole to get rid of field, Allure for draw power, and 1/1 for Valor. That's it for them, they're self-explanatory. Then to accompany the Psychic Engine, we play triple E Telly. This deck has a lot of draw power, not only in Allure, not only in a bunch of the other cards that we have, but also 3 Wonder Wands to accompany our Spellcaster monsters. I essentially use this with Arcanite Magician and Lila to get them out of the field, and being able to use cards like Miracle Synchro Fusion to get into bigger monsters just like this. So 1/1 is a very good card, lets you essentially get a +1, and yeah. Lastly for our spells, we play 3 Miracle Synchro Fusion to accompany the rest. Now you can see, I don't play any spell and trap removal spell cards such as Mystical Space Typhoon or Dust Tornado, which is traps, but regardless. Because Lila and Breaker do most of the work in being able to do so. I know that it's kind of bad in some options because you want to keep your monsters sometimes in attack mode to attack over stuff, but they do become pretty weak monsters in the process. Which is why I play Psychic Engine, so I could get into my Arcanite Magician much faster, or Black Rose, or any of the other level 7 monsters that I play. And lastly for the traps, we play Compulse, Torrential, Warning, Bottomless, and Call of the Haunted. I really like Call of the Haunted today. Being able to reborn your Blacklist Soldier, or Chaos Sorcerer, or anything that you really need from the grave whenever you need to, is very good. I play this instead of the Monster Reborn since we don't have it. I've been having really problems with Torrential and Compulsory. The fact that I want to have a field on board is for Torrential. Now I know, then why play Dark Hole? Dark Hole gets rid of the problems when I want to, not when I need to. That came out wrong. That's a horrible explanation. Never use that, guys. I just backfired that to myself. Anyways, of course, Torrential is a pretty good card in general, but I like having a field, and whenever I don't need to Torrential and just gotta get rid of one monster, I don't know what else to do. So of course I do play the Torrential because of that. But it sometimes leads me to options where if I have 2 monsters on the field and they summon 1 monster, then I might as well leave it alone and not do anything with it, having that set Torrential for no reason. Also, Compulsory Evacuation Device. Compulse is not that bad. But the fact that some monster can easily protect himself, especially since there's lands on the meta now, Compulsory is seen as a bad card right now, so I might take these out and might switch them out for Spellbook of Power, because getting your monsters, your Spellcaster monsters, an additional 1000 attack, getting overstuff is really good. So that's it for that I play for the traps. Those that comment a lot, if you do comment at all, you're gonna say, hey, this has inconsistency issues. I am aware of that. Don't think I'm not. However, because I do play that, it just says that whenever I test it out today in locals, I want to see how good it could be. So I know already what I'm going to take out. That's it for the main deck. No side deck because I tried to try it out without the side deck. Now I know what to side in for locals and meta. But that's it for now. Let's jump into the extra deck. 2 Supreme Arcanite Magicians and 1 Ultimate Axon Kicker. Since I do have a bountiful amount of Psychic type monsters, I do play the Ultimate Axon Kicker just because I also play Psychic type monsters in my extra deck. And of course, the Supreme Arcanite Magician, having a Spellcaster Synchro monster and a Spellcaster type monster in the field or in the grave, makes it easy for my, for my Miracle Synchro Fusion, banishing the Arcanite Magician that I have, the TJ Hyper Librarian, or the Tempest Magician in my extra deck, plus a Spellcaster of my own, to get this guy out. And his effect is a little bit better. His effect is whenever I fusion summon this, I place 2 spell counters on it, and he gains 1,000 for each one of them. So he essentially becomes a 34,000 meter as soon as he gets out on the field. Once per turn, I can remove 1 spell counter from my side of the field to activate the following effects: destroy a card on the field or draw 1 card. So of course, I'm going to have to play that card. It is really good in my opinion. For the level 8, we play 1 Thought Ruler, 1 Scribe Dragon, and 1 Stardust Dragon for our level 8 Synchro monsters. These cards see a lot of play, and seeing with the fact that Fire Fist exists, Insectors exist, etc. That's my reason for playing the Stardust Dragon. Scribe Dragon, I hardly use this card, but when I have that situation, I always make it. And Thought Ruler Archfiend because it can protect itself. Also, its other psychic type monsters. For level 7s, we of course are going to be playing 2 Arcanite Magicians, 1 Psychic Light Transfer, and 1 Black Rose just to clear the field whenever we need to. Self-explanatory cards. For level 6, we only play 1 Tempest Magician, which is really good in my opinion. Just being able to discard any amount of cards in your hand to increase the spell counters on your Arcanite Magician, or Arcanite Breaker, or Supreme is really good in order to boost their attacks up really high, and being able to have the option to destroy any amount of cards when need to, or draw a card. Tempest Magician also has an interesting effect. I can remove any spell counters on my side of the field and inflict 500 damage to my opponent for each spell card removed. That is very good. Being able to inflict burn damage. TJ Hyper Librarian and Catastor. Self-explanatory. In TJ Hyper Librarian, we are playing a Synchro-based deck, and this plus Crebons equals another Arcanite. And we do play rank 3s, and it's simple to use rank 3s because not only do you have Psychic Commander, but you also have Tragori to copy effects, and you also have Mind Control to take control of their monsters. So for those, we play the Wind-Up Zen Mains and the Livier the Sea Dragon. Really good cards in my opinion. And well, I guess I'm gonna go off and explain my matchups. Round 1, I played Gravekeepers, easy win. Ooh, I'm almost out of time. Alright. Round 2, I played Gaming Puppets. It was pretty weird. I never played against them, so it was kind of hard to go around them, so I lost. Elemental Hero was my round 3, and I lost because Wild Heart versus Mirror Force. I did have Mirror Force at the time. I didn't have the triple Veiler, so it led me to have to play Mirror Force, but that card was pretty bad, so I took it out for the 3rd Veiler. And round 4, it was a pretty interesting deck. It was like a creative one, like Zombie, Burn, and yeah. Also, for those wondering if I got anything for Gold Series or Premium Gold, I did. But I traded a lot of stuff for some interesting cards, you'll see. So if you're wondering about that, here it is. 2 Beals, I had 3, traded it for a lot of stuff. Trilevia, Spy, whatchamacallit, Tiger King, Dragon Necro, Black Wings, Power Tool Mecha Dragon, Ancient Pixie Dragon, Gaga Magician, and Shark Drake. Really bad. Really bad right here. Didn't like them. Trilevia and Game Puppet, Magnadol, Rank Up, Titanium, Y. Icarus Attack, Utopia Busta. Celestia, like Pulsar. Looks really nice. JD, Rykos, might be making Lightthorn soon. Reinforcement and Jump Puppet, Gold, Game Puppet number C88, Crane and Lone Fire, Honest, Rota, and I got about 7 pages of these, so Cain Abel, Crime Punishment, C40, Necro Garna, and Torrential Tribute, and lastly, Game Puppet, Humpty Dumpty, and Prime Material Dragon. Anyways guys, hopefully you guys like the deck profile. I really enjoy playing this deck, and there's a lot that I'm going to change with this deck as well. So be expected to see another deck profile of this pretty soon. Ophion.E, I'll have to search for another pandemic, and if you're interested in any of my Gold Series stuff, unless it's not the Crime and Punishment, I want to trade.